Yeah. After all that, just 2 extremely chaotic weeks of just trying to get through that beta showcase, that talk, leaving my job, doing everything else, I got COVID. I'm almost better now. I really wanted to film when I was like really actually sick. I don't know why, I just wanted to torture myself. I wanted to be like, look at me, I'm such a freaking idiot. It felt so guilty. I feel so guilty about going to the showcase. I mean, I tested negative. That's the thing. And I also knew that I was wearing myself out and running around like a crazy lady and not getting any sleep and doing a million stuff. So like, it was plausible that I could be sick with something else that, you know, not part of a global pandemic. There's no take backsies though. I can't fix it. Did I make a mistake? Probably. I really hope I didn't get anyone really, truly dangerously sick. I mean, I've lost people to COVID, you know, but luckily I'm very vaccinated. And if you aren't, I would recommend getting vaccinated because it's still out there, guys. I could dwell on this. I could continue to kick at myself, which I've been doing for many days now. Or I can just stand up, move on. So far, the only person I've gotten sick is my husband, Dave, but he also refused to wear a mask or do anything. He was just like, no, I'm in it with you. And I'm like, you're ridiculous. And guys, I'm a full-time startup founder. I quit my job. We came in second at the startup showcase, which is a huge deal. I had investors who were like, I want to chat with you. A reporter wants to chat with me, which is like really cool, but also like, am I qualified for that? Probably not. Hello, happy Monday. Still not feeling perfectly fabulous today. Still got like, feels like there's something stuck in my throat, right? Just like endless amount of just like, ugh. You know, this week is gonna be far more boring than the last video. I don't think it's gonna be nearly as exciting, but also probably way more realistic. My life is normally very boring and I'm mostly sitting at my laptop, like right here, just quietly getting work done. That's the reality. I think the next episodes are going to be a little bit more educational, a little bit less exciting, but when it comes to launching a fun video, being like, hey guys, we're launching a startup, I think that's pretty exciting. Also, in good news, I've spoken to everybody who I spent a significant amount of time with last week, who is not my husband, Dave, and nobody else got COVID, just Dave. Obviously, there's a chance that I may have given COVID to other people who were at the showcase, but when it comes to people who I spent like hours with or was in close contact with, none of them got COVID. So that's just a real relief. So really happy to hear that. At the bare minimum, I feel somewhat better about that. See that box? That is a startup based out of Denver. They were actually somewhat friendly with my old team at Buncha. They help you recycle things that are hard to recycle. And they're such cute little boxes. Always cool to see, you know, startups in the neighborhood. This house over here is still for sale. Isn't it adorable? We're home surfing here.
What problem that I'm solving and what problem they're solving, and so they become better what they're doing and how they reflects on that.
Their interaction with good product or service, and then mind mapping, just going through those thinking for most of the next year to now. The main thing is
I just wrapped up several hours of coursework at Beta today. Whew. We had kind of just like a basic check-in to start the day, but then we had a lean canvas workshop, which I've done before, so it wasn't that new to me, but it's basically A lot of it is just thinking about every single part of the business. So whether your concept, whether the problem is big enough, like who are your customers, whatever, and just like taking the time to stop and actually think about it. And then we had a design thinking workshop where we tried to come up with a startup idea together. And that was funny because we all had way too many ideas, and then we were like, wait, so what are we doing? I was really focused until like the last 30 minutes, and then I was just like, I can't do this anymore. We've been here for hours and hours. But I'm about to upload the first episode of this series, the pilot episode. It's been a long day. I'm really tired now. Still isolating at home. I think I'm gonna start going outside by Saturday. I haven't been out and about in almost a week now. Also, like, I'm watching this last episode and I keep yelling at myself every time. I'm like, no, don't go to this showcase, you fool. Or at least wear a mask. So I think audience members are gonna feel that way too. Hello, it is just after 11 p.m. on a Thursday, which means that I am now in perfect time mode to be very stressed out and worried about all of the decisions that I have made in the last weeks. Can I actually start a company? I technically already have started it. Technically, it exists in the world. Is it making money? No. Is it live? No. Have I won prizes? Yes. I won one thing. This is exciting. Yeah, I don't know. I feel the need to film this because I think a lot of times founders broadcast themselves as being 1,000% confident at all of the time. And the thing is, like, I am. If I sit here and I think, should this product exist? Yes. Will people like it? Yeah. Will people pay for it? Yeah, I think so. Is the timing right? I don't know. Is it the timing ever right? Should one start or not start a company during a will it or won't it recession kind of a moment? I'm not sure. But is it likely gonna be okay even if I do fail? Yeah, it probably will be okay. Because the reality is, you know, some bad things might happen. That doesn't mean that you can't fix them. That doesn't mean that you can't make things better. That doesn't mean... Why does everything have to end on a hopeful note? I'm just stressed. I turn the camera on and suddenly I have to solve my problems. I'm mostly stressed because I have been sick. And so I haven't been as productive as I normally would be. And so I feel like everything is a mistake because I don't feel productive. But it's because I've been sick. So I'm feeling better. Next few days, I'll just work really hard to try to feel better about the work situation and, you know, actually make sure this is a startup that exists. But yeah, just a weird way to be thrown through a loop. My cat is meowing. It's 11 o'clock. I must attend to her. Farewell. Night. One of the things that I love about Minnesota is that it's like in a snap, suddenly it's fall. There's no break between summer and fall. It just kind of happens. Look at those pretty trees. Just feeling all nice and lovely. Thinking about fall. Dave always complains, why can't, you know, we have a few days between air conditioning and heating? Well, this week it's in the 40s overnight. And we're probably gonna turn on the heat next week, even though we had the air conditioning on 2 weeks ago. It's crazy town. I love you, Minnesota. You're so weird. Oh, just the slightest line. Just the slightest. All right, looks like I still have COVID, but just barely. Well, we're finally getting started with the day. There's a lot of things I gotta do. And one of the biggest things that I really gotta do in the next week or so is really just nail down all of my financials, maybe create a bank account for my company. There's a lot of like just basic business structure things that need to be like fully set up and in place before I start fundraising. I need to apply for the Launch.mn grant. Just a lot more going on, but I also gotta figure out, you know, how much I gotta raise. I had a phenomenal conversation with this guy, Casey Allen, here in Minneapolis a few weeks ago about fundraising, which was the best like conversation I've had with anybody about how to pull off like a friends and family round. If people want, I can go through my notes and walk through the steps. That is something I'm going to be really focusing on in the next few weeks. And then of course, collaborating with my engineer, Mike, who is building the actual product. Fun fact, Mike really liked the vlog and he wants to be in it, which I think is awesome, especially since I am not an engineer and I am trying to build a tech startup. So he's gonna be filming some things. I am so excited to watch. And the fact that Mike is doing this is also hilarious because we are not in the same city. We have never met in person. We've only like chatted over Zoom and Slack and text and phones and whatever. So I'm very interested to see what the heck Mike's life is like. I think it's gonna be hilarious. Hello, it's finally Friday. We made it. I am so tired. I had a really long meeting with Mike this morning, which I completely forgot to record. We had a really long talk talking about whether he would want to stay at the company full time, which was super exciting. We talked about the product and like a few things that needed to change. And then we kind of did a deep dive over like, what are the things that we need to know if we're going to be building out the realtor side of the app. So we ended up talking for over 2 hours, which was probably too long. By the end, I was just exhausted, but I feel way better about like the direction that they were going in. We also talked a lot about just like what the fundraising strategy is going to be, who we're reaching out in this friends and family round and whatever. I think it was very productive, but it was also just very long. I always like to keep meetings concise, but the two of us are very chatty, which is good. We're connecting. Yeah, now I'm just like, oh, can I nap for the rest of the day? It's like, nope, it's not even noon yet. We still have the rest of the day. Someday, I will stop being tired. It'll be great. Well, I've gotten absolutely no work done today, so I left the house. I'm gonna wear a mask. But guess where I'm going? Target. This is the most exciting thing that's happened in a week. Granted, last week was extremely exciting, but this past week is not. To Target go. Is this a startup related activity? No, but I do need more food, so, and some other things. I don't know, Target just seemed like a good call.